Hello and welcome everyone. I am Kensei and today I want to share 10 tips with you to give you a head start in Age of Darkness Final Stand. Tip number 1. Upgrade your keep. One of the most important things at the start of the game is improving your economy. And one of the best ways to do so is upgrading your keep to the Braced Keep. Upgrading your keep will do two things for you. First off, it'll increase your income from 200 to 300. That's a 50% increase with just one small step. You will need some stone to do so. Secondly, it will increase your storage capacity. At the start of the game you can only store 500 gold, which is very limiting. And even saving up for a simple building like the lumberyard might cap your gold, and therefore you will lose out on those resources. Upgrading your keep will increase the storage to 1250 gold and 75 for the other resources. Tip number 2. Build lodges. Obviously, you're going to build some housing to improve your income. Not only are lodges the best housing to build in almost any circumstances, they're probably one of the best researches to get early. Let's take a look why lodges are so good. The food cost between dwelling, lodge and house does double each time, but the gold income it provides follows a different pattern. Dwellings give us 6 gold, while lodges give us triple the amount with 18, while houses provide us 30. If you take the gold cost into account, lodges are a lot cheaper than houses and barely more expensive than dwelling. So by spending 30 extra gold, you get triple the income. With houses being significantly more expensive in gold cost and also using stone, a premium resource, they're usually not worth the investment. To put it into perspective, a dwelling takes 15 ticks to pay for itself, a lodge only 6.66, and a house 10. So by building lodges, you will reap the rewards a lot earlier. In fact, in both my horrific and nightmare runs, I never built any stone houses. Tip number 3. Storehouse Quarries. In all of my runs, stone and iron were the limiting factors at different points in the run. So you want to maximize the income of those resources. You can easily double the income of a quarry by building a storehouse nearby. The storehouse has to be within the range of the quarry. Meaning, if you build it within 1 tile distance, it will cover the quarry. If you want to build it more than 2 tiles away, you need to check the range on the quarry. It is a good habit to build a storehouse near every quarry after the first wave and go back and cover the ones you built beforehand. Tip number 4. Light. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. Everywhere else, the death fog will claim. Any area covered by death fog can spawn enemies, so it is vital to keep your base covered in light. You can do so by building any building. Later on, fire sconces and fire towers will make your life significantly easier. In fact, enemies don't spawn outside the map, so once you clear all the way to the border of the map and provide lighting, you can safely expand right until the edge. Tip number 5. Wave pathing. Knowing where waves will hit will make defending them a lot easier. One way to get an idea where the wave will hit is to put a unit near your command center and send it towards the crystal. Unfortunately, this method isn't 100% accurate, but it can still give you a good idea which sides to cover. Once the wave spawns and the map is covered in death fog, you can see the path the wave will take by following the highlighted death fog. It is a good idea to remember the path the wave will take, because in the final wave, another attack will follow the same route, and you'll have an easier time finding good places to defend. Tip number 6. Choke points. When expanding, you should keep an eye out for good choke points. Not only can you easily defend your base against remnant nightmares walking into your base, they'll make defending waves significantly easier. For defending waves, you want the small paths the nightmares have to take, ending in a big area where you can build multitudes of defenses. This way you can have a big concave attacking the zombies trickling through a small entry point. As seen here, zombies funnel through a small choke point, while I can easily shoot them over the water and the forest on the sides, making it rather easy to defend this final wave. Tip number 7. Ranged units. Ranged units should be the bulk of your army. In fact, you don't even need melee units to survive. Once you have a big enough group of arbalists and impalers, they can easily clear the map by themselves. I recommend starting out with building archers and letting your hero tank the enemies, and then as soon as you can secure iron income, switch to arbalists. Arbalists will sustain you all the way to the final wave, and coupled with impalers will create a ball of death. Ranged units are useful for clearing the map and defending waves. That is all you need. If you do want, you can mix in some melee units for tanking and securing your ranged units until you get a big enough ball, but that is not needed. If you do lack the stone income to produce arbalists or impalers, sentinels can make a decent alternative for clearing the map, but they aren't as helpful defending the wave. Tip number 8. Unit upgrades. I just want to highlight some upgrades here. Most importantly, the concussive shots for siege units. Stunning your enemies significantly reduces the damage you take and also halts the progress of waves. It is usually the first tier 4 upgrade I take, and I think it is invaluable. The other unit upgrade I would want to highlight is the Fury Path for the ranged units, increasing their damage significantly, coupled with the critical cover for their tier 4 upgrade, and stationing them in towers makes for a solid addition to your wave defense. Tip number 9. Small crystals. During the night, an elite enemy will spawn nearby small crystals. Killing him will provide you with essence for upgrading your units. While you can also use those essences to revive your hero, I highly recommend getting all the upgrades for your units first and only using spare essence to revive your hero. Killing the elite will make it safer to expand past the small crystals, but they can be dangerous. If you don't feel up to the task to killing the specific elite yet, it is advised to not build too close to the crystal. You can, however, increase your chances of defeating the elite by building nearby defenses. Walls, towers, or ballistas can tip the scale in your favor. Some of the elites can be kited or their ranged attacks can be dodged. However, sometimes the best approach is returning later with a bigger army. Tip number 10. Big crystals. While exploring the map, you might encounter a big crystal. These crystals are the source of the nightmare waves. Destroying the crystal will immediately trigger the countdown towards the next wave, and you will lose all remaining days to prepare for that wave. This can significantly reduce the time you have to prepare for the wave, clear the map, and prepare for the final wave. Destroying the crystal early will provide extra essence, but you will find enough essence to upgrade all your units on the map anyway. The other benefit of destroying it early is you know exactly where the next wave will come from, but those small advantages don't outweigh the disadvantages by losing out on time. Finding a big crystal is still helpful because you can already plan where you want to defend the wave, find a good choke point, and start preparing defenses. Once the countdown for a wave is started, you can, however, destroy the crystal safely. If you find additional crystals that aren't triggered during this wave time, you cannot attack them until the wave is over. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found some of the tips helpful. If you have other tips, leave them below in the comments. If you would like to see more Age of Darkness content and see some actual gameplay, you can find a horrific and a nightmare run on my channel. Otherwise, if you liked the video, hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.